Okay, and the song is arranged. We're done. So I'm gonna take a break now, and I'll come back in the morning. It's what time is it right now? Woo! It's 5:19 a.m. Oh my gosh! I've been here for hours. We're back from yesterday. We're gonna continue mixing. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna mix the music for ready for the vocals. Okay, so two things we have. The first thing we have to do now is create a master fader. Otherwise, we will not know what our levels are. So we'll go here and create a track, a new track, new. And we go to this part, go stereo. And we go to master fader. We create that. That's the only track that looks like this in Pro Tools. So now we can check our, okay, so we have a little bit of distortion here. So let's check the levels. If you watched my videos before, you know that I always mix directly into my master bus. All right, the first in the chain is always our dynamic, which is what? The compressor. And this would be this one, the TR or T-Rex, I'm sorry, T-Rex compressor. And we'll go to preset. We go down here to the glue right here. Click on that. It gives me my preset. And I'll leave it at 2 decibels. I'll leave everything as is. If anything else, I'll come back and change the attack. But for right now, we just want a subtle control. Just a very subtle control. So we're going to play the kick again. Okay, you see that it picked instantly, distortion. Play it again. No, 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 no. All right, so we're going to play that and then see what happens here. So we're watching the meter. Okay, so we have a problem here. It's distorting. All right, so let's stack up the other ones. We're going to go to dynamics again, and we're going to go to SDRR, which is my saturator. Actually, I said that wrong. We're going to go into harmonics. Here we go. And we're going to look for the SDRR2. Here we go. And we go to default. We go to master. And then we grab the master mix glue. And that's all we do, nothing else. Don't touch anything. Because we're not trying to squeeze anything. We just want to create that warmth from jump. The next one will be my EQ for my mid-range. Go to EQ and we go to the HEQ stereo. So I already have a preset here. See, mid-range boost. So it says mid-range boost. So if you look at my line here, it's at 0. Well, if I click this, you see that I've boosted this frequency, which is this frequency, 316 by 3.6 decibels. And this one as well. This. That's 988 hertz. by 2.85 decibels, and I swept it down, curved it down to 2545K, which is basically 2.5K, and that's boosted at 1.6. Right? I'm gonna do the on and off for you later, so you can hear the difference. All right, we're gonna play it again. So here is where I change things a little bit. I might just add this here, right? I might move it later, but this is where I add my limiter, stereo limiter, and I'll change the out ceiling to a minus 0.2, and I'll leave it as that. Very simple, subtle changes. Now, watch what happens when I click that off and I hit play. I'll bet you a bottom dollar that those red spots will not come back. Okay, but we have a problem here still. Watch this line right here. See my cursor? I'm going to place it at 5 here. See what's feeding that channel way too hot. So we're going to bring it back down here by about roughly 6 decibels, minus 6. So that's what happens. Okay, still up. So let's go to the actual channel itself. All right, guys. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to consolidate that channel and then bring the volume down. So this is Mixing 101 Masterclass. All right. So we're going to go here and go to Edit. And we're going to consolidate that clip. And done. Right? It's consolidated, and then we'll pull the volume down here by 2 decibels. See? See that? Let me make it bigger so you guys can see it. Right, so it's right now, this is the regular volume of 0 decibels, right? I don't want to use a compressor to do this. I want to do this manually, so that way there's no coloration whatsoever. All right, so we're going to pull that down, see that? So let's go down by 2 decibels maybe, or maybe 3. 3's fine. All right, now let's go back and see. All right, let's see if it peaks still at 5 decibels. Now, this is what the pros call gain staging. I don't really call it that. It's just level management. You have to do that from the very beginning of the mix. You got to do it. All right, and then let's pull this down a little bit more. Okay. Now, when you're mixing, you want to be between. Just here's my cursor right here on the bottom left here. You want to be between 16 and 12ish. So if you're at 16 but you're hitting 14 in your mix as you go ahead, as you go along, then you're in a safe space, right? But you can't start. You can't start hot. Okay, now we can start from there. We set the precedence. Okay. So for this kick, we're going to start with a nice simple compression. We're going to start with a nice simple compressor. And I want to use the LE2A. So dynamics, I'm going to come over here and grab that. Okay, here we go. And then we're going to choose the preset right here. And we're going to choose big drum boost. Actually, as if no, let's not do that. Um, actually, yes, let's do that. So we want to turn the volume down. Okay, that's too much. Right? And the gain, we're going to turn the gain down to 50. And then the gain reduction, oops, sorry, I made a mess of that one. Leave it at 60-ish. Okay, and let's play. Too hard. Okay, let's change that. That I do not like. Can you hear it? That's too hard as well. Let's see. That's too hard. I don't like the sound. All right, let's change compressors. That doesn't work. Sorry, guys. Sometimes you use a compressor that is very popular, but it just does not work for that sound, especially since you know the kind of sound that you want. Okay, so that did not work. Let's use the SSL. So let's go to the SSL. And we're going to use the drum strip. Here we go. So let's pass it through first. I get it transparent. And then we're going to just go here, preset, and we're going to choose tight kick in. Delay on it. I don't like that. I don't like that either. That's crazy. There's two compressors. All right, let's use the bus compressor then. The basic bus compressor from Waves. People accuse me of never using Waves plugins. All right, let's find one here. Let's see, hold on. I'm gonna use this. Drum bus. So watch this. I like the input and this is the output. All right. So we have your input and then you have your gain reduction here. And then you have your dry and wet here. So we're gonna manipulate that a little bit in a minute. I always spending a lot of time on the kick, but it's got to be right. If it's not right, then we got a problem later. So now we're gonna add this. And then on this song, we're gonna go to EQ. Oops.